everybody. This Newark, New Jersey-born performer remembers the good old days of his own childhood. Take a listen.
Ain't nobody grow up like us. Ain't nobody grow up. There'll never be another generation of kids like us. We could do anything. Use our imagination anytime, anywhere. We used to really believe when we played freeze tag, we was frozen. Kids be, well, what's wrong with that boy? He froze. That's a deep freeze. He ain't gonna be able to get out of that for 2 hours.
So true. It's so true.
Now he's returning to his hometown for some laughs.
I'm hosting. I want my whole city in the building at NJ Pack. Shout out to Newark, Patterson, Clifton, East Orange, South Orange, Jersey City, Hudson County, Essex County. How many more counties we got?
All right, so joining us right now is actor, comedian, author, podcast host, radio personality, and New Jersey's very own Bill Bellamy.
What's up?
Good morning,
Good morning,
sir.
everyone. Hey, man, thank you guys for having me, man. It's exciting to get an opportunity to come home and see everybody. You try to say hello and say what's up and hug. It's almost like a huge, family reunion in New Jersey.
Yeah, and I think we were talking to you during the break. Our last interview was a little bit triggering for you when we were talking about growing up in Catholic school. So a lot of childhood memories. You were talking about childhood memories.
Yes, it was. When you guys were talking about the nuns, I went to a Catholic school as well, and going to the principal office was crazy. Like, it was terrifying back then because, I had like Sister Catherine and Sister Regina, and they'd walk you. It's like they're walking you to let's go, sit down. We're going to talk about your behavior, Mr. Bellamy. I used to talk a lot in class. Who knew that it was going to pay off? Thank you, Sister Regina.
Yeah,
it's like I told you.
For sure.
Do you ever stop talking? No, now I talk for a living.
No, I talk for a living.
All right, so we just heard you, naming off those counties, Essex, Union, hello, what's up, Bergen, Morris. You got a whole bunch.
Right.
North to South Jersey.
Well, NJ Pack is really centralized for all the counties, and it's such a beautiful venue. This is my third year hosting comedy, love and laughter. And I always just, try to mix up the sort of the roster of comedians. So I have Lunel, I have Capone, who's out of New York, actually. I have Bruce, and a host of others. And also I have some surprise guests as well. So I always try to make it fun where people go like, always try to bring some fun,
And it's a Valentine's Day themed show. Or was that on purpose?
Yes.
You want to bring some love back home?
Yeah, we know. Come on. We know date night, people getting out, bringing out your love of your life. You guys having a good time. We talk about relationships. It's a clean show. It's a lot of fun. Think about it. You get to laugh, and you guys go out to dinner later. Maybe we'll set you up for a fantastic evening. Never know. So you just laughter opens up the soul.
Yeah.
I heard that laughter. Never mind. It's a bit of an aphrodisiac. Yeah.
I know it is. It really is.
Let's talk about the other big thing you're doing too. Besides the comedy special, you have this great podcast called Top Billin', where you're really talking about some fun conversations. Talk about what you discuss on the podcast.
Well, the Top Billing is basically, the theme of it is the best of the best, thus top billing, people who are influencers, people who are athletes, actors, actresses, even, activists. I'm always trying to push the envelope with conversation with these guests and get these little personal sort of, sides of their lives that they don't necessarily talk about on other shows. So podcasting has been such a really great area for me because it takes me back to my days at MTV, of, sitting there and getting a chance to make people laugh. And for whatever reason, everybody wants to talk to Bill. So when they come on my show, they're like loose, they're having a good time.
Nice.
We shoot right here. We shoot here in California, right on Hollywood Boulevard, so the fans can see you through the glass, sort of like TRL.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun, and you can listen to all the interviews on Apple, Spotify. I'm everywhere.
So obviously you like to dig deep. Well, so do we.
Yeah.
Here at Pix11.
Yeah.
We're very nosy, so we were checking out some of your Instagram posts.
Yeah.
And found quite a few pictures of your son playing basketball. Proud papa there, aren't you?
I'm very, very proud. Tonight we have our first round of the playoffs. So my son Barron is playing tonight.
All right, Barron.
Yeah, he's a class of 2024, 6'6" guy, skinny, tall, lanky, reminds me of myself. He's way better looking than me, but whatever, whatever.
What about
deal with it.
what about his
deal with
skills?
it.
Does he have your skills
yeah.
on the court?
I think he has my skills times 10. I didn't have trainers and all types of stuff. I played with the chain link fence. Do you remember that? Do you remember the chain net? My son, all nets are thread. They don't know anything about playing in the snow.
The sound of the chain net. Yeah. When you got it, Rich, nothing like it.
No, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
These kids are Cali kids, bro.
Bill, great to see you. I know you're very busy, so I appreciate you joining us via Zoom to talk about this. We've got to have you here in the studio, okay?
Yes, come back.
Yes, I will see you guys soon, and make sure you stay out of the principal's office.
I'll try.
We will try. We will try. All right.
I'll try.